This is a sheet cake. Well, actually, this is a full sheet cake and this is a half sheet cake. If you're new to using ready-baked cakes, it can be a bit confusing with rounds and squares and sheets, but I'm going to explain a bit more today about how to use sheet cakes and how they can increase the profit margins in your business. Our full sheet cakes are available in 8 different flavours with 2 vegan options. Using full-size sheet cakes can seem daunting at first, but I promise you, once you've unwrapped them and you've made a plan of what you want to do, you'll be absolutely fine. I'm going to use our vanilla Genoese vanilla sponge cake today, and I'm just going to wrap this one just to show you how easy it is to cut some cake and handle it and maneuver it. For anyone that's a bit concerned about doing it, don't worry. They're really easy to unwrap. All of this packaging is bespoke, made for sweet success, which keeps your cake really safe during transit. It's all recyclable, so this cardboard can go straight in your recycling bin or can be reused. We have the lid topper, keeps it nice and flat in transit. As you can see here, this is our first layer. As I mentioned before, the layers are 18 by 30 inches, and that's an approximate. 2 layers in the box. And a piece of greaseproof paper separates them both. So this is one layer. I'll just hold it up to show you. The key to remember here is that when you're working with the cakes, you need to use them as 2 separate layers. So anything you cut out from this layer, you have got a layer of plastic and greaseproof paper between, so you can't just cut through both. Remove the plastic packaging first. Just remove the packaging slowly. You don't want to be ripping it apart in a cake. This is food safe, quite thick polythene. I would keep that until you're finished, because if you need to wrap the cake again afterwards, I would use this. Now, there are a couple of ways you can cut your sheet cakes. So you can either look at frosting the whole cake together. So if you were going to make something like a school cake or a large tray bake style cake, you can just add frosting straight away to this layer. If you're making school cake, I would advise leaving it for a few minutes just till it crosses over before portioning the cake. But as you can see, you can use a spatula, pour your frosting on, just push it around to the edges, put your sprinkles on and leave it a little while. Alternatively, if you did want to create lots of different cake shapes out of one of the slabs, then I can recommend either using cake card templates, these are just thin cake cards, or the Sweet Success stainless steel cake cutter rings. If you're using something like the boards, then you will need a short, sharp knife. And again, don't forget you're cutting through one layer. If you're using the rings, this is going to make the job so quick. So you would just place them where you want them. You can see here I'm using a 6, 8 and a 4, and I'll put these cards here, here and here. And so if you're using the cards, all you'd want to be doing, using the round cake card, is just cut around the circle. Remember to keep your knife straight, not at an angle. And that's a cake ring of the same size. I'm just going to show you with that one. All we're doing is we're pressing down, give it a little wiggle, take the ring out, and here are our 2 cakes. And so I'm putting my hand underneath the first layer, and then you just want to push up the cake. So that's the cake that we've cut using the cake ring. And that's the cake we've cut using the board with the knife. Now, as you can imagine, this would be a really quick job. If you knew exactly what shapes you needed that day, you could just sit, cut them out. Each layer of cake is approximately 1.25 inches, more like 1.5 inches, but we always give a minimum so you can plan your layered cakes accordingly. If you're using your sheet cakes for cafe style cakes, 2 cakes with some filling is ample enough to create a portion. If you're doing anything like a wedding or a celebration cake, you might want to layer up. I wouldn't add more than 5 layers of our cake with frosting between before putting a board and some support in there. But the cake is so light and fluffy, you can go that high, but just beware your fillings. A lot of people ask, why would I use a sheet cake when I can buy round or square sponge or bake for myself? Well, this sheet cake costs approximately £32, and it's given me all of this cake, all of those cake, and I still have lots left over to make cake samples, cake cups, cake pops. The options are endless. Big cake, big profit margins.